Hi, this is Rosina Starr. Welcome to my channel. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe. So today my topic is going to be about gaslighting. It's one of the things I didn't mention back in my other videos because it's a topic that deserves a whole video and not just a brief summary. Gaslighting is originally from a movie, and it's where a guy gets his wife to question her sanity about the gas tank in her car. And eventually, the wife ends up losing her mind over it. And I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, but everybody who's a narcissist manipulates people in certain ways, and gaslighting is the most insidious, dangerous, subtle way to get inside somebody's mind. But there's no way to prove right or wrong. If you haven't seen that movie that's out, it's called, what is it? The Narcissistic Sociopathic guy. It was in theaters. I don't know. I forget the name of it. But it was just in theaters not too long ago. In that movie, it showed a woman that had events happen to her, and you couldn't prove that he did it, but you saw how he did it and made the events happen. But she was the only one to experience these things happening and didn't really have an explanation for it. So it looked like she was always the guilty one in the situation, or as though she was the crazy one. Gaslighting can have detrimental effects on your health. Can make you have physical, mental, cognitive issues, memory problems. You just can't trust your own judgment. You've got to ask the guy. I remember asking my ex one time, "Can I use the bathroom?" He's like, "Why are you asking me?" And I thought, God, why am I asking? Because he had trained me in such a way that I have to consult with him with almost everything. It was like a dictatorship, us two, right? And it had gotten that bad. So anyway, the last gaslighting incident was the brink of my sanity. Okay, I had a party with like 4 or 5 people at my house when I lived in Illinois, in a suburb, and I had just acquaintances over. You know, there was drinking, smoking pot, there was other drugs there, I'm not gonna lie. And my ex-boyfriend now, we'll just call him Vin, he thought it'd be great to play with my friend that's over, you know, not really that close of a friend, but somebody that could have connections to other things he would want addiction-wise. And, you know, she's actually a really dark person. I believe the Jezebel spirit harbors in her heart. She looks at me and says, "Oh yeah, her? She cares a lot." Yeah, and she doesn't have that same care about her. So anyway, him and her came up with this idea to try to gaslight me, to actually have her underwear that was already worn put in my closet in my house. Worn, used, not my size underwear, a thong. And I was like, what is this? After the party was all over, said and done. And I thought it was strange how she found an excuse to leave the party and then come back. And then she left her car there and left with this guy and didn't come back for a while. And it was like, this isn't just that type of place. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just seemed like they had something going on the whole time. The way, you know, the narcissist will, you know, cherish everybody but you when you're around other people. And then, you know, she barges in when I'm trying to have just a moment alone with them. And, you know, obviously that's when he got his tentacles in her for whatever she wanted. He was prepared to give, because she immediately turned her back on me as a friend. She didn't listen to anything I had to say. She basically was just like, you know, double talking out her mouth when he would leave the room, and then probably when I would leave the room, she would just talk bad about both of us. So she was obviously a narcissist herself. She had the audacity to try to ask me for $700 for her rent. What does this look like, a bank? It's just she has this magical thinking, trying to be a gaslighter to other people. And she had an ex that degraded her with sex acts and pushed her boundaries for a lot of time, apparently, and changed her completely to be a different person. And that's unfortunate and very sad. But, you know, she wasn't willing to work through the issues. She was willing to side with darkness. So we'll leave her there, right? So anyway, I wasn't buying into, whose underwear was it? And I didn't give the narcissist a reaction. I think he was pretty annoyed about that as well, because I had a feeling somebody was coming into my house and moving stuff around. There was glitter on top of like one of the tables, and that table was never used before. There was evidence of somebody being on my couch, like evidence of a girl being there. I mean, there would just be strange things around my house. And I know how I kept my house back then, that when I would leave and come back, it would be really different. There was towels that looked like somebody had done stuff on my actual towels in the laundry room that were dirty sitting there, that somebody had used them to do things there when I wasn't home. I mean, and come to find out, I was on a walk one day and he came through the back door, and I was sitting at the neighbor's place watching him the whole time walk out the back door to lie to my face and gaslight me, saying I don't have a key and I didn't walk out the back door. I walked around the house, because I let him come out the house and kind of walk around a little bit before I said, hey, what you doing? And he, didn't know how long I was sitting there. So if they don't have proof that they have to tell you the truth about something, they won't. They'll deny until the day they die. And it was just so powerful to have an intervention there. And I had asked the universe, I said, who is doing this to me? Who is putting me through all of this? And it wasn't but a week ago, he acted like he wanted to move in with me again and have me there, even though it was clear he was seeing somebody else. I just knew it. I didn't need any proof. I just knew the behavior and how he was acting. So he comes over with all of my stuff from his basement, which means somebody's probably going to be moving into his place. But he still wanted the benefits of me, not sexually, but my energy to help him prepare his house. So he took all of my belongings and scattered them all over my driveway, because I refused to talk to him for a certain amount of time. That was my punishment. And so then I gathered my belongings. I didn't understand what was going on, nor did I even really care to give him the reaction he wanted. Again, I went gray rock through all of this, which was amazing, right? I mean, I just inside was just totally unsettled and paranoid, paralyzed with fear. And he has the neighbors across the street, come to find out, watching the house and my every move anyways. Some different types of people. Yeah, it was very, very strange. And I only found that out because he was calling 16-year-olds underneath a number that's no longer mine on the internet, having conversations with her. And I put a stop to that and talked to her dad immediately. But see, these narcissists, they'll take anybody. He wants 16-year-olds. He'd sleep with a sister if he had it, but he was an only child. I mean, that's how no limits and no conscience these people have. So when I realized who I was dealing with, it makes you want to back away. I don't want any revenge, but the gaslighting of that party ended, the friendship, obviously, and everybody thought, oh, you're just crazy. Oh, that's funny. Are you sure it's not yours? Oh, it's just a big joke, right? And then even when I went into my work, he had this other girl that I'm not even really friends with that pretended to be my friend try to go in there and beat me up physically at a place I had been that she didn't even belong at. Oh, I'm going to tap on her shoulder and see if she'll fight me. What? I don't want to fight anybody. He even tried to triangulate me with his new supply recently. And, giving into the Hoover attempts just to test these theories to see how far it goes. Now, I won't ever physically be around him again because everybody has their limits. But the gaslighting, that's what he does constantly. Oh, you didn't get my text message? It must not have went through. They can have all lists of reasons for the gaslighting. A message didn't go through with text messaging. I mean, they all do this to make you stay in line. Stay confused, stay unsettled, stay there in fear. Wait for me to come back. Wait for me to call. Maybe I'll get there. I would like to. You'll never get a commitment out of them. You'll never get a straight answer toward the end. But you want somebody like you knew at the beginning, and that's why you hang in there. That's why you're waiting for that oxytocin hit. You're waiting for that good feeling to come back from them, guys. And it sets you up worse than a drug addiction. And it's just, it'll destroy you from the inside out. I mean, it's to the point where you're erased at the core and you have no idea who you are anymore. But the gaslighting is a very insidious disease, I call it. And it takes over your mind, your body, your soul, and it's almost like a hypnosis from the narcissist. And, it's almost like you don't bring it up anymore because they're not going to admit it anyway. So you just have to sit with your own judgment, and some people can't decipher the difference. So hopefully this gaslighting video was helpful to trust your intuition, trust your gut feelings, and trust your eyes of what you see rather than what you hear. Good day. This is Rosina Starr.